1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Here's okay. There we go. The All right, good morning. This is Kevin Short filling in for the vacationing Jim Weller on Weller Does Delmarva. So I'll be guest hosting this morning, and we're starting the show off on Facebook. I'll be on Facebook for the entire. This is 2 hours, Colin, or 3? 2. Okay, that was a good idea. It's only 2. All right. So for the entire 2 hours, we'll be on Facebook, and then we'll be on the continuously, and then we'll be back on the radio in just a few minutes once they get out of their news break. So joining me this morning, almost joining me this morning is that's it. I hear it. Is Colin Walls, and as he makes his way to the microphone. Good morning, Colin.
Good morning. Well, I mean, how many hours are you getting paid for is what I was going to ask you. You should know that, Kevin.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't think I've properly negotiated this.
You're right.
Yeah.
You thought you were just thinking Jim's paying you for 2 hours.
That's exactly right.
But he might want you to work 4.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, okay. So somebody needs to put the headphones on and listen for the radio station is all. But anyway, Wall Service Center, we're not open today.
Really?
Nope, we're not. We're taking the day off, and I think we're going to go up to Winterthur.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
You actually pronounced that correctly.
No, actually, I think it's like Winterthur.
I think really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they'll correct you if you say it wrong when you're there.
No, then you.
But they're very proper up at that end of the state.
It's a nice museum.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Really is. All the DuPont properties are nice, and a lot of them are not even government funded. Can you believe that?
Really?
Yeah, it's all this endowment that the DuPont family has given. So they've given a lot to Delaware. So
they didn't have much.
Huh?
They didn't have much.
They didn't have much, right? Not much to give.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I think whatever the endowment is for these things that they have, it still grows every year. They spend all the money. They only spend a percentage of the money.
Right.
Somebody was telling me about it, and the percentage that it grows is higher than what they spend. So it's
that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. So
you're doing that in lieu of crawling under cars.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm gonna wear the same outfit though.
Okay,
and go greasy.
Right.
So I'll fit right in up there, I'm sure. So, but anyway, Wall Service Center is closed today, but we are open Monday morning if you want to stop in and let's get your car figured out. Let's figure out what's going on. And Debbie had hers in. Your wife Debbie had her Jeep in there yesterday. Yep, we did a service, oil change on it, and tire rotation, and we couldn't sell her a whole lot. It's only got 20,000 miles on it. So
she told me the other day she had 40,000 miles on that vehicle. And I thought, what? You've had it for like 2 months. So it's 20?
It's 20,000 miles.
All right, good.
I think that's what it was. I'm pretty sure.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, it does.
She does do a lot of driving. So,
right.
But that was a little concerning. You know?
She's 40.
Yeah,
right.
she said it's 40. She's ready to trade it.
So anyway, but something from a simple oil change.
Did you fix that mirror?
No, we did not fix that mirror. Were we supposed to?
No, she's holding out and getting that mirror fixed. I don't know why.
Right. She's saving you money, Kevin. She's pinching your pennies.
I was thinking that maybe she would pay for the mirror. So, but anyway, I noticed. I'd heard a lot about the mirror and then saw it the other day, and it's in pretty bad shape.
It is in pretty bad shape, and I noticed it's one of those ones that darkens automatically when the headlights are from behind. Yeah, that adds a lot of expense to it. So that's really going to make it expensive. Plus, it's heated, and it's power, and I don't know if it folds away or not automatically, but it probably does. Yeah, so that all adds expense to it. So, but anyway, Wall Service Center, give us a call, 422-8110, wallservicecenter.com on the web. And downtown Milford, we're at 220 Northeast Front Street. Check out the downtown Milford now, too. It's really nice down there. Everything's in bloom.
Changing.
And things are changing. They're working on buildings. I put a new roof on, and after I did that, everybody else started working on their stuff.
Oh, cool. That's trend setting.
Yeah, right. I think so. Trend setting.
Yeah.
Trend setting. So everything good over there, guys? Okay. All right. So we're getting ready to get set to go on the radio, which should be just in a couple minutes. Sean, how are we coming along on that?
You hear the radio? Waiting to hear the music.
Okay. All right. Give me 1 minute.
You're going to look into that?
Yeah, I'm going to look into that.
Okay. All right. So I will. I'll just keep talking. I know that Jim does an awful lot of talking on this show, so we're on the radio. Okay. All right. Well, good morning, 105.9 audience. I am Kevin Short, and I am sitting in for the vacationing Jim Weller on Weller Does Delmarva. So thanks for joining us. We're going to have a great show today, a couple hours to spend with you and talk about all things Delmarva. Lots of special guests, and we're gonna start off with what's coming up on the show. Are you ready to do that, Colin? All right, so here's what's coming up today.
This week on Weller Does Delmarva. Jimmy from Wellers in Bridgeville swings in with an update on spring deals and what is the must-have item this week. Delaware 105.9's Ricky Freebury joins us for a chat. Colin Walls from Walls Service Center shares some tips on maintenance to keep your car in tip-top shape. And Bob Yesbeck stops by with a story or two about his years in the music business and what he's up to these days. Welcome our friend, Kevin Short, as our guest host on Weller Does Delmarva.
I noticed that on Facebook that while they were announcing me, they had a picture of Jim Weller up. Did you see that? Yeah. So anyway, I'm glad to be here. Jim is vacationing. He was posting. If you're a friend of Jim's on Facebook, there was a lot of posting yesterday of his vacation adventures. They've already begun. He had like a 9-hour hike, I think, through to the Natural Bridge. It was quite a live broadcast. I'm surprised they had internet access there at the. Who would have thought you could have gotten internet access at the Natural Bridge? But he had it. So anyway, so I hope he enjoys himself on his vacation. So you're going to still hear a lot from Jim today. He's going to be doing the commercials, and so I guess right now we're going to do that next, if that's okay with you guys. And we've got a commercial here. We're going to hear from the folks at Peninsula Chiropractic.
Hey, everybody. Jim Weller here, and I hope you're enjoying the show. And thank you very much, Kevin, for all that you're doing to make it the phenomenal success that it is. This is a sponsor segment. I want to thank my good friend, Dr. T, Dr. Bud, Peninsula Chiropractic Center, okay? They're located in Seaford, been in business quite a while now, and I love dealing with both of them, okay? So if you need a chiropractor, maybe you've never been, maybe you've been and not got the results you were hoping for, these guys know what they're doing. And I want to tell you something. I've had 2 or 3 of my grandchildren deal with them, from anything from a hearing problem to a problem with their arm, throwing a softball, to myself having trouble with my shoulder, my hip, my leg, and my wrist from holding my iPad too much. So I'm just letting you know, if you need help with chiropractic care, these guys are the bomb. The cat's meow. Dr. T and Dr. Bud, Peninsula Chiropractic Center. It's like a wellness center. They know what they're doing, got a lot of personality. Everybody there will take good care of you. Just give them a call. It's 302-629-4344. That's 629-4344. Good guys, PeninsulaChiroCenter.com on the web. And then they're very active on Facebook. So look it up on Facebook and see what they have to offer, okay? So I'm out of town. I believe where Denise told me I'm going is called South Pittsville, Tennessee, to the National Cornbread Festival, okay? Think about it. Me at the Cornbread Festival, all right? So this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Denise and I are probably here by the time you watch this commercial, and I'm sure one of the 2 of us are having a real good time. So anyway, I miss being there. I'm going to turn the show back over to Kevin, and I will see you in a little bit with another sponsor segment. See ya. God bless you. Goodbye.
All right, well, there you go. I'm guest hosting for Jim, but he's still with us. Did he say the National Cornbread Festival? Wow, that sounds like a thrill a minute. I can only imagine. So we're joining now, representing Weller's Trailers is Jimmy Weller.
Good morning.
Good morning. So is Jim bringing back cornbread?
I sure hope so.
Did you know about this cornbred excursion?
I don't know hardly anything about what he does.
That's the first I've heard of that. I didn't know there was such a thing, but who knows? So what's going on at Weller's Trailers?
Well, it's the last day of the week, believe it or not.
Yep.
So we're
and
prepared.
It's the last Saturday of the month.
It is the last Saturday of the month.
Yeah.
Man, it's going to be a busy day. Got hit pretty big yesterday with the rain. That was pretty great.
Yeah. And you guys still have to go out there and sell trailers in the rain.
Yeah, that's when most people want to be shown trailers.
Because they're not doing anything else.
Yep.
Because they can't work. So they want to come by and buy a trailer.
Yep, and they never worry or never care that it's raining, which I always find amazing. Like, oh, no, it's fine. I'll just get wet.
So a good day yesterday.
Yep.
And you're expecting a good day today.
Yes.
So what is it like? You grew up with Jim Weller. Most of us just have to, deal with him on Saturdays. So you were dealing with him.
Saying, how did I do it?
Yeah. How'd you get by 24 hours a day?
I spent a lot of time outside. Explore the woods, have dirt bomb wars with a friend.
Yeah. Okay. So you're there now in a salesperson capacity.
Yep.
How many salespeople do you have?
Have 3 and 2 managers, which also work as salespeople.
Okay.
So I guess 3 to 5.
Does it get pretty backed up at times?
It does.
Really?
Those are the times I enjoy because it's just fascinating seeing how we all work together and never really bump into each other.
Yeah. And when it's busier, the day goes really quick.
Well, yeah,
So,
that's definitely true.
Yeah. So I guess sometimes you just sit around and wait for it to rain.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There are definitely down times. Just find yourself standing at the window looking out.
It's an amazing trailer inventory. You ride by there and you just see how many trailers there are. And I bet you still have people that come in that can't find exactly what they want, and you've got to order it.
All the time.
All the time. No
Yep.
matter how many you have, there's something that... And how long can that take? I guess it would depend on what they wanted, but...
It does, but I'd say about 2 to 3 months.
Really? Okay. So if you've got something in mind and you want to do that, you should do it soon.
Definitely the sooner the better.
Yeah. That's it is amazing though, the amount of inventory that's there in that how the kayaks. I understand you're getting out of the kayak business. That's
Yes.
so I hear.
Yep, we have all the kayaks on sale. They're great deals. We have many people who are coming in buying 2 because they're a couple.
Right.
We don't have any 2 persons. They were probably our hottest item. But people were buying 2, husband, wife.
Anybody want to take those out in the rain and try them out?
A lot of people do want to sit in them, just
Okay.
in the showroom.
Yeah, okay.
We get that request a lot, actually.
Yeah. That's probably something you can't do at most places that sell kayaks.
No, but at Weller's you can.
Yeah, you can
We'll
sit
let
there.
you.
Yeah, well, there you go. I had a friend of mine once that was planning his funeral, and he actually wanted to get in the casket. So yeah. And they let him. So I guess it's going to be your casket.
Every customer's different.
Yeah. So I thought it was an odd request, but they didn't seem to think so. So it worked out. So you have a limited amount of once these kayaks are gone, they're gone.
Yep, we're not special ordering any kayaks. It's just what we have is what we have.
And golf carts as well.
Golf carts as well. Just sold a golf cart yesterday.
Really?
Yep.
So they're starting to they're going.
Yep, it is the time of the year for the golf carts.
Yep. And just don't want to deal with golf carts anymore.
I think every time we go to buy some, we see it going differently in our head, and then we get them and we just sit on them.
Yeah. Yep.
No pun intended.
and that's you specialize in trailers, so it's kind of a different thing. But from what I've heard in the other ads, if you're looking for one, you've got some great deals.
We got great deals.
That's really cool. And you've still got, if they want to find out what deals you have, they can go online and see that.
Wellers.com.
And you still got the center section of the guide.
Yep. And Facebook, Wellers Utility Trailers.
Cool. Now, what time do you open today?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. So you're leaving here, going right there, and 8 to 1 today?
8 to 1.
8 to 1. So
we'll get busy around 12:30.
And then you stay until how long?
Until the last customer leaves. Probably around 3 o'clock.
So, but you're only open till 1.
Only open till 1.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Oh well, thanks for being here today, and thanks for letting us know what it was like to grow up with spending 24 hours a day with Jim Weller.
Oh, no problem.
And yeah, I'm interested to see was it cornbread festival.
Hopefully, it brings enough back for everybody.
What a way to start your day on a Saturday on vacation. Yeah, hope my wife doesn't get any ideas. Thanks, Jimmy. Good talking to you. This is Weller Does Delmarva. I'm Kevin Short sitting in. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know how I got involved in this. I answered the phone one day, and he said, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And I said, "Sure." So Jim is on vacation, and so I'm sitting in. What we're doing is we're here doing this broadcast live from Smith's Cafe in Seaford, and we've already had Colin's here and Katie and. We've already had breakfast, and it was a very good breakfast. So Come here, get breakfast, enjoy yourself, watch the show, and hang out with us if you get a chance. So right now we're going to go back to Jim. He's got a sponsored segment from Luff and Associates.
Hi, everybody. It's me again. I got another sponsor segment I want to share with you, and it's my good friend George Luff and the team at Luff and Associates, not only in Milford, but Dover and Rehoboth. I'm very happy with them. You hear me talk about them every week. I deal with them for my accounting work. They do my tax returns for my rental property business, for Weller's Utility Trailers, and for Jim and Denise Weller, okay? They've been doing business with me 25, 30 years. Very pleased with them, okay? Very prompt, very professional. They're up to date on all the new laws and the changes, and they maximize my tax return when the time comes, and I'm pleased. So anyway, I like dealing with Luff and Associates. If you're looking for an accountant, I would highly recommend them, whether it's for personal, maybe you're settling an estate, or maybe you need it for your business. So if you're interested in talking to them, I highly recommend Luff and Associates. Been very pleased for many years, okay? So another thing they offer is help with payroll. It's called an easy payroll system, and they will help you as little or as much as you want with your payroll. I see me using my hands here. But anyway, I just want to let you know, if you're looking for an accountant, or you need help with your payroll, even if you want help with the payroll, but you still do your own bookkeeping, that's fine. They'll help you any way they can to any degree that you'll allow them. So it's called Luff and Associates, an office in Milford and Dover and Rehoboth, and I'm going to give you one phone number. It's 302-422-9699, 422-9699. It's Luff and Associates. On the web, it's luffcpas.com. Check them out. Tell them I sent you. They're good people. They do a good job. They'll take good care of you. 302-422-9699. Now, you noticed I'm not there today. I want to say again, thank you to Kevin and Colin and Katie and Sean and everybody that's making this show possible. We appreciate your help. I appreciate your help. Thank you very much. Another thing I want to tell you now, we're down in Tennessee, okay? We're also going to a place called, I look at my notes because Denise has got me a whole list of things we're going to do. So today we're going to the National Cornbread Festival, okay? I've been looking forward to it for I don't know how long, but a while. But anyway, another thing we're going to do while we're on vacation is we're going to, you've heard of those big heavy frying pans called Lodge? Okay, we're going to their factory. They are only open to the public 2 days a year. 2 days a year. At first, I thought Denise was telling me they made all their frying pans in just 2 days a year. But they're open to the public 2 days a year, and I guess while we're down here is part of the 2 days. So stay tuned for some Facebook info once I have some info to share with you. Other than that, y'all have a good day. Thanks for participating and listening and watching the show, and I'll be back next week. I'll be back. I'll see you. Goodbye. Thank y'all. Bye.
And we're back. So that was Jim, and telling us more about vacation. You know, I asked him he talked to me multiple times this week about the show. He was a little concerned, I guess, and maybe he should have been. I don't know. So, but I kept saying, "What are you doing on vacation?" And he would never tell me. He said he had no plans. He had no idea. Apparently, he did know because he's cutting these ads. So I'm thinking I was being kept in the dark. So. It sounds exciting. Frying pan manufacturing and cornbread festivals. So what's not to like? maybe next year, Colin, we can just join him. That would be good. So we're here at Smith's Cafe, and you can come in and join us for breakfast. Smith's does not only a great breakfast, but they have. I was here on Tuesday, I think. For lunch, there was I don't get out much for lunch, but had some colleagues in from out of town, and we came over to meet some people in Seaford, and we ended up having lunch here, and they had beef and dumplings were the lunch special on Tuesday, well, among others, and it was an excellent lunch. Great service, great food. One of the guys that had the soup and salad bar, and the salad bar was great, and the soup was really good. I had some Maryland crab soup. So, but anyway, that was Smith's Cafe. It's a great place to do this. Colin, do you know how many times? How many? Jim would know this. How many episodes have you done from here?
It should be right at the top of your sheet there.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, Smith's Show number 90.
90 times here at Smith's Cafe.
Oh, I'm surprised this isn't an anniversary show.
Right.
Yeah. Like we don't have a pancake
anniversary
eating.
shows on even and odd numbers.
Okay. So 90 times.
Yeah, 90 times.
Wow. It only seems like about 80 to me.
Yeah, we're only 6 away from show number 300. Now, that's going to be an anniversary
Wow.
show. That's a lot. Every one of them live, no tape recording. They're
Wow.
just like
So
now.
this is show 294.
294.
And you got 6 to go. So in 6 weeks.
Yep.
So the beginning of June,
Okay.
right?
It sounds like it, yeah.
Yeah. So if I did the math right. Yeah. Beginning.
I like my
Okay.
calendar.
Okay. So, well, that's got to be right. Yeah. So, wow, show 300. I remember. I don't know what the last anniversary was. We did it in Dry Zone. Remember that? Was that?
Yeah, that
like
was
show
that was show
100.
200, I think.
200.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's a long time.
Show number 100, I believe, was at Community Bank.
Really?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yep.
That's a lot of shows.
That's a lot of shows, and to be live every single one of them. So
Yeah.
that's pretty good. Good track record.
So I am here, and I invited some special guests. So I wanted to invite some people that I didn't know much about, so I could learn about what they do. So I asked my wife to come.
You're funny. You're very funny.
So, good morning, dear.
Good morning, dear.
How are you?
I'm wonderful.
I'm glad you could join us.
I'm sure that it does seem like you don't know very much about me sometimes.
No, I don't. Actually, that's not the case. I did want you to come in here and talk about. Many people do not know about the Barbara K. Brooks Transition House and how you've decided to spend your retirement.
Yes.
Besides being the HR director at Mid-South Audio, is to run a sober living house for women.
That's correct. That's
And
correct.
you named it after your sister.
That's correct.
It's Barbara K. Brooks, so that's where that comes from.
Yes.
And you can house. I'm going to tell everything I know about this, and you can then you can talk. Let's see.
Thanks.
So,
Jeez. Jeez, I appreciate that.
It sounds like that's how it's going. You house 6 women,
That's correct.
and you've been doing this
2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. It opened in November of 16.
Amazing.
Yep.
Amazing.
And in November of 19, it'll be 3 years.
How many girls?
Geez, we've probably helped 30, 35 women.
In 2.5
In
years.
2.5 years.
How about
Yeah,
that?
the need in Sussex County is significant for housing for women who are struggling with life-controlling addictions. And I get calls almost every single day of people looking for housing, and some people we can help and some people we can't help. And so I would just tell you that we have a house manager residential house manager who lives in the
Who
house
lives in the house.
to take care of the 6 women who are there. And some of the things that we help the women with are things like their health. So a lot of times people who are living in life-controlling addictions aren't really focused on their personal health like they should be. So we set them up we partner with Law Red Health Center in Georgetown, and let me tell you something about those folks at Law Red have it down.
Really?
I can literally call and within 3 to 4 days have a young woman seen by a medical professional for whatever reason.
And not for an emergency, but just to,
just not for an emergency.
Well, that's
just,
something that most people can't get from their GP.
That's correct. You
Wow.
are correct there. And they partner with us, and they have such love and concern about the community that I'm particularly serving, which is the people who are in need in Sussex County. They do dental care, mental health, physical health, and it's phenomenal the job that those people do. So I give a big shout out to Janet Erdahl. She is the beginning and end there at La Red Health Center. She just keeps it going. And one day this week I was in there and I met with Dr. Michael Barbieri, and he is just doing great things at La Red Health Center. So I can't say enough about that. So back to the house. Back to the house for a second. The women who live there are all ages. The average age is about 32 years old. And when I first started thinking about opening the nonprofit to help women, I really thought the average age would be a lot younger than that.
Right.
To be honest with you.
I would have agreed to that. Yeah.
Yes, but we have women of all ages, so you have to be over 18 years of age to get in. And now everybody listening is thinking, well, how would you go about? I have a woman who needs help. How would you go about it? And the best way to do it is to call me at 302-249-7751 or go on our website at brookshome.org and get a application and submit the application.
Cool.
So,
It's a nonprofit,
yes,
so fundraising is a big part of what you do.
that's correct.
We're going to take a break. We're going to come back and we'll talk about that. Okay.
Okay.
So
Sounds
right now
good.
we're going to hear
Sounds
from Atlantic Home Improvement. Okay.
Howdy, howdy, everybody. Jim Weller here, and I'm sorry I'm not there today. I sure do miss being there in person. I love doing my show weekly. I am on vacation. Denise and I are having a marvelous time, okay? So I want to tell you, first of all, this is a sponsor segment. We're going to talk about my good friend Mark Johnson. His business is called Atlantic Home Improvements and Handyman Service, okay? He's got over 25 years experience. He has a partner named Don Lindsay, and these two guys can handle pretty much any kind of job you need done. Small jobs, big jobs, no job too small. Estimates are free, so whether it's for your business or your home, you got something as simple as changing a doorknob, or you got a little project you want to talk to them about, you give them a call. Estimates are free. They're very knowledgeable. You hear me talk about them week after week because I talk to them every time I have a problem or a project, and some of them they can help me with, and some of them they steer me in another direction, but the advice I get is priceless. So if you're looking for somebody that's fair and honest and knows what they're doing and knows whether it's a good job for them to do or whether they should recommend somebody else, these are the guys. It's Don Lindsay and Mark Johnson. They own a business called Atlantic Home Improvements and Handyman Service. All right, over 25 years experience, licensed and insured. Estimates are free. Phone numbers 302-500-0133, 500-0133. Good guys, tell them I sent you. Like their Facebook page, Atlantic Home Improvements on the Facebook. Okay, now, you know I'm out of town. I've told you that. We're down in Tennessee. I mentioned the Cornbread Festival. I mentioned we're going to the Lodge Frying Pan Factory. Maybe I'll buy a truckload of not level frying pans. You know what I mean? I think that would be okay. I could probably market those. So stay tuned. You have no idea what I'm going to buy on this trip. There's been many vacations I've been on. We're in the middle of the vacation. I have to go buy a trailer somewhere to haul the items I've decided to buy. Another place we're going to go at some point on this trip that I'm very excited is the American Picker Store. Kevin, I think you've even been there before, so I am hoping to have fun there as well. So stay tuned to the Jim Weller Facebook page, and you don't even have to be friends with me, or you can send me a friend request. It's Jim Weller, Jim, not GYM. Everybody have a good time. Thanks for all your help, everybody. I miss you. I wish I was there. I would take you all out to dinner, but I'm not there, so I can't do that, all right? And I don't think anybody there has a Weller Does Delmarva credit card yet. Okay, I'm going to leave you. God bless you. I'll see you. I'll be back. And Kevin, take it from here. Goodbye.
Okay, that worked out. So we're on Facebook. So taking a break from the radio, we're back on Facebook. So I guess we're going to be. You're going to talk to you, correct? Yeah. So we'll bring Colin up here. You have your own commercial prepared? Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we'll be hearing from Colin Walls. So Jim. Ready? Oh, it's from Jim.
Hi there,
more
everybody.
Jim.
It's me again. Sorry I couldn't be there with you in person, but I'm sure Kevin Short's going to do a great job for you and has been doing a good job. I've not had one complaint on Kevin yet today. So we're doing pretty good. I'm out of town. I'm in Tennessee having a good time. And I want to tell you something that I want to talk about. It's Walls Service Center. They're a good supporter of the show. This is a sponsor segment. And I want to let you know that they have been in business a long time. We're talking 61 years of great customer service downtown Milford. His grandfather started it. His dad took it over. Now Colin's running it. And Jonathan and Colin II are right there every day. working in the family business. So you're talking about a third and fourth generation on the scene. So if you have an automobile and you need something as simple as you're going to go through inspection, you need your lights checked, maybe your wipers aren't right, maybe you need an oil change, or your brakes aren't working, or you got some front end parts that are loose, maybe you have an exhaust problem. Whatever you need, Walls Service Center is a tried and true long-term company, again, celebrating 61 years of serving their community. They're located downtown Milford. You can drop your vehicle off, or you can wait while they work on it. There's some restaurants in the area that you can go get a bite to eat, or you can take a walk downtown Milford, or take your dog over to the dog park, or bring your kayak and go kayaking. So anyway, Walls Service Center, conveniently located downtown Milford, 220 Northeast Front Street, a great locally owned, locally operated business, family run. Colin Walls, his sons, and his entire team will do a good job for you for any type of automotive repairs. They use quality parts. They stand behind what they do. And I find them to be very competitive, very trustworthy, very honest. And they know what they're doing, which is more important than anything. So they know what parts to use and what parts to stay away from. They know what they're doing, and they hire quality people, and they do quality work. So it's Walls Service Center, 220 Northeast Front Street, 422-8110, 422-8110. What else can I say except like their page on Facebook if you would. They've been around. They're going to be around. They're here for the long haul. They'll take good care of you. Give them a try for all your automotive repairs. If you have a breakdown, just have it towed there. Drop the keys in the slot in the door, or if you just want to drop your vehicle off, or call and schedule an appointment. Either way, they will do their best to take care of you. Walls Service Center, tell them I sent you. Other than that, Kevin Short's going to take the show from here. So, Kevin, take the show from here and rock their socks off. See you, Kevin. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.
All right, and we're back. We're back on Facebook. We back on the radio yet, Colin? Not yet. Okay, so we're still on Facebook, and Jim was talking about. I think now I figured out why he wants to go on vacation. He's hoping to have to buy a trailer. Now, can you imagine being that trailer dealer? To have Jim Weller show up with that would be a fate worse than death if he walks in. Oh my! That's what he ought to stream. Is that whole experience. So
what?
Him buying a trailer from another dealer. Yeah. that could be a TV show, actually.
Right.
Send Jim Weller across the country to purchase trailers at other trailer dealers. So we're waiting to come back on the air. Debbie was going to, I ran Debbie off, and she was going to talk about her oil change at Walls Service Center, but. She had a great experience. So, what did she do while she waited? What
did she do?
Yeah, did she go like kayaking or something in the Mississippian?
No, she could have though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So
we had her filing paperwork for us.
Did you? Did you? She's good at that. Yeah. So.
No, I think she actually took the time to relax.
Was that National Secretary's Day when she was there?
Right.
Yeah. Because that's what
I think she actually took the time to relax and read a magazine and just
really
sat still for a few minutes.
Which
she doesn't do very often.
That's unusual. Yeah. So cool. Well, somebody needs to tell me when we're coming back on the radio. So just as long as we're on Facebook. For all the Facebook people, hit share on the on Facebook. So to share the program and. And this program is archived, so you can go back and watch it at a later date. Right. So, and you say we are back on the radio?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
No, we're on YouTube though.
We are on YouTube.
Yep. Which, if you have a smart TV and you have the YouTube app, you can actually watch this live on YouTube right on your TV.
Just broadcast it to the television. There you go. Yep. So, anything else? You're closed today at Walls Service Center.
Walls Service Center is closed today. We're open Monday morning, 422-8110. Call us. We're there at 7:30, and give us a call, and we'll.
And you got a drop box, right? You can drop a key off.
You drop your key. There's a slot right in the front door. You can drop them through there if you break down over.
And they should probably tell you what's maybe wrong with it, or do you like guessing?
Yeah, right.
Is that the idea? You like pulling them in and saying, I wonder what we need to work on.
Right. But sometimes you can't pull them in, so then you know.
Yeah.
Or
they won't start.
If it won't start, but that's what it's there for.
There you go. Okay, So I'm just waiting for the cue that we're back on the radio.
We're getting
and
close.
Then we're getting close. All right. You can put that in my ear if you want to. So, okay.
You good?
So,
you got it?
I think so, yes.
Can you talk over that?
I think I can, yeah.
Okay.
I'm used to being able to talk and listen and ignore people at the same time. Okay. There we go. So hit share if you're watching on Facebook, and we'll be back on the radio in just a second. And here we come. We are back on the radio, back on 105.9. Kevin Short in for the vacationing Jim Weller on Weller Does Delmarva. Thank you for joining the show. And we are approaching the time for our call-in sponsor. So I'm just waiting for Katie to get, and we're ready to do that. So we have Justin Ward on the phone.
Good morning. How are you, Kevin?
I'm well, Justin. Good morning.
Good morning. We're out here at the Poochpalooza today. It's down here at Frontier Town in Berlin. So if anybody, looks like it's going to be a good day. If anybody has their dogs, we're out here. We're setting up everything. And I've never been into this place, but it seems pretty cool. The old Western town. They got all kinds of activities going on here. So we're live on location today. It's today and tomorrow.
And you said it's Poochpalooza.
Yes.
Really?
Poochpalooza. It's a Frontier Town.
How about that? I did not know about this event, so
it seems like it's a growing event every year. This is our first year here, so we'll see how it turns out. But I know they've been trying to get us here a couple of times because it's really growing. The area is growing, and people are bringing their dogs out. So we're all about pet solutions and pet containment. So we want to be here and make sure everybody's keeping their dogs safe, and not only safe-wise, but training as well. Any obedience training or anything like that we can help them with, we're sure to be there.
And now, from what I understand, that's actually, you do the invisible fence, or I guess I don't know if that's what you call it or not, but that kind of invisible barrier, right? You do that, and
yeah.
But you can also use that same mechanism to actually train your dog for other things, correct?
Yeah, I call it like e-collars, remote collars, avoidance solutions. There's all kinds of different training, like attainment training, obedience training. You got your retriever training, but I call it tools of the trade. It's there to get a dog's attention as far as a receiver or collar. It's there to get their attention, especially when they get 20, 30 yards away from us. We want to be able to get a hold of a dog's attention and then have some form of training to reflect on. So, there's many methods of training. You
can get the dogs at training, get the dog's attention, not just by shocking them or whatever, but actually those collars now make an audible tone for the dog, correct?
Yeah, there's a lot of collars that do the vibration.
Okay.
There's also the tone, so they can hear. You can hear the tone just as well as they can, and yeah. I always call it a correction just because it's like a surface correction that we would give ourselves. And shocking is me sticking my finger in the outlet is what I refer to, or having to hold some kind of voltage. So there's no voltage going through this at all. So we wouldn't be in business if it wasn't humane.
You're just trying to get the dog to pay attention to what's going on and hopefully keep themselves out of danger. So
yeah, absolutely. Keep them away from cars or keep them from running over the neighbor's yard or something like that. That'd be a worse alternative. So
at Poochpalooza at Frontier Town, are people bringing their dogs?
Yes, you're more than welcome to bring your dogs in, and they got all kinds of contests for costumes if you want to put a costume on your dog. Or they got sports training, agility training, stuff like that going on. There's a lot of food that's going to be here. There's canine demos going on, pie eating contests, so it ought to be a good time, and it looks like the weather's going to hold out for us.
And is that pie eating for humans or for the canine?
I believe it's both.
Okay. I'd like to see that. How about that?
They're going to compete against each other there. It ought to be interesting.
That sounds like a good time. Well, Justin, tell people how to get up with you.
Yeah, they can contact us or text us at 410-546-2436 or check us out online.
All right, Justin, thank you for joining us, and
thanks, Kevin.
we'll see you next week. Okay, have a good day at Poochpalooza. All right, thank you.
You too.
All right, take care. All right, that's Justin Ward, and we're here live, Smith's Cafe. I'm Kevin Short in for the vacationing Jim Weller, and he will be back next Saturday for show 295. Wow, that's a lot of shows. So right now, we're going to actually hear from Jim. He's going to be telling us about L&W Insurance. So here is Jim Weller.
Hi, everybody. It's Jim Weller, and I sure do miss being there with you on this show. Kevin, you're doing a great job. Appreciate it. And for everybody there who's doing whatever they're doing, thanks a lot for being there, okay? Here is another sponsor segment. It is my insurance agent. His name is Bill Strickland, and he owns and operates LNW Insurance Agency. So whether you need car insurance, life insurance, health insurance, renter's insurance, boat insurance, motorcycle insurance, whatever type of insurance you may need, liability insurance, media insurance, LNW is a very professional company, been in business a long time, actually since 1932. That's a long time, folks, to be in the insurance business. So listen to me. If you have insurance, and I hope you do, and you want to get a second opinion, you want to talk to somebody that will sit down with you and talk right to you, they will help you out. They're not some 1-800 number. They're a local company, okay? So it's called L&W Insurance Agency. You can look up their Facebook page and like it. Man, they have a lot of good info on there all through the week. All right. So if you want to get a second opinion or you need insurance and you want to get the first opinion, L&W Insurance Agency is who I deal with, and I'm very, very happy with them. So their phone number is 302-856-7828. That's 302-856-7828. On the web, it's lwinsurance.com. And if you'd like them on Facebook, I'd appreciate that. Now, I'm down in Tennessee. You know, I'm on vacation. I got a whole list of things to tell you about. If we aren't friends on Facebook, feel free to send me a friend request. But you can look at my Facebook stuff without us even being friends, okay? But anyway, I want to tell you, we are at the Cornbread Festival right now. We're going to go to the Lodge Frying Pan Factory before it's over with. We're going to eventually end up at the American Picker Store. We're going to a big concert with a guy named Michael W. Smith. A lot of people know him. He's celebrating 35 years of being a singer, a musician, and so on. He's a contemporary Christian artist, and he's going to have 35 other people joining him. So we're going to the Bridgestone Stadium in Nashville, the Bridgestone. That sounds like Bridgestone Tire Stadium in Nashville, to hear and celebrate with Michael W. Smith. So anyway, we're having a good time. I miss being with you. I'm going to say goodbye for now. Everybody take it from here. Thanks for everything, and I'll be back. All right? See ya. Bye.
And we're back. And you know, Colin, something
Hi, everybody.
that
It's Jim Weller.
Something I don't think Jim is aware of is that he has picked NFL Draft Week to be in Nashville.
Oh.
The town is absolute gridlock. It's almost completely shut down for the NFL Draft.
Really?
So I'm sure that this is he'll have stories about that.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
So because
I thought you were going to say something about how wrinkly his T-shirt was in that video.
No, I wasn't. Okay. I wasn't going to go there.
No,
but
we won't even bring that up.
But he may find that the Cornbread Festival and the whatever the black pan thing, the frying pan thing might be a little less hectic than it's going to be in downtown Nashville getting to Bridgestone Stadium. You know, I heard that the NFL had like all of the iconic downtown Nashville marquees like Tootsie's and Hard Rock Cafe. Mm-hmm. They paid those people to remove the facades, so they weren't in the camera shots.
Really?
They did pre-production work, so they were in the camera shots when they were on the street. But once they went to the draft this week on Thursday, they wanted the street to be clean. You know how much they had? I can't only imagine how much they would have to pay a restaurant to take the front of their building off.
Yeah, I don't know what I would want to take.
It would be a lot.
Take my name out of it.
It would be a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so they didn't want the free. They didn't want them to have the free advertising. So it
would be less than what the advertising would be.
Or more. Yeah. So anyway, so we're back. I was going to say Walls and Weller. This isn't Walls and Weller. That's the thing you do on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. Yeah, I got it all wrong.
Your show is Tuesdays.
My show is Tuesdays. Yeah. This is Weller Does Delmarva, and everybody that's on 105.9 knows this guy. At least your voice. You're the if you can't listen to Dan Gaffney in the morning without, and he spent a lot of time on the air this week with you. I thought an inordinate amount of time talking.
Oh man, he must have been low on content or something.
Well,
no, I'm only kidding.
There was the Earth Day issue.
Yeah, I still happy Earth Day.
Yeah. And let's see, what else was it you were talking about this week? It was a controversial topic. I can't remember the Earth Day thing, but I
Oh
can't
yeah, we
remember that.
we talked about that. He was.
Oh, it was your tags.
Yeah, the tag living whether you live in Delaware. Can you live in
Completely-
Delaware or live in Maryland and have Delaware tags and proving the legality of that? And then we also
Completely outed you.
Oh, no, but there's nothing illegal about that. If you play by the rules. And then there was the Biden who I think Biden will actually run. I said I didn't think he was going to run. I obviously was wrong on that prediction.
Well, there you go. So
And it's funny how the callers play along. We do appreciate everybody listening. There's no one in the tech world who doesn't know you. It's a pleasure to.
Well, it's good
Tech
seeing you.
Talk Live, you always learn something on that Tuesday night program.
we hope that's the case. So we have a lot of fun doing that show. So, but you're not here to talk about the Gaffney Show.
No, but
You want to be the mayor of Milford or something? What is this?
oh, this is the other thing. Apparently, you can live in Maryland, but still be a marvelous man of Milford.
The marvelous
The
man
Milford
of
Chamber of Commerce has nominated me to be in this competition for the most marvelous man of Milford as part of Girls Night Out, which is happening next week at the Harrington Raceway Casino, Friday night, May 3rd, from 6:30 to 10 p.m. Now, this is where the Me Too people could get a little finicky because they're auctioning men off. No, some of the people on 105.9, like Susan Monday, said, does that mean you strip naked? No, although I heard rumors there was a fireman who got down to his drawers a couple years back. But that won't be happening. I'll be dressing up as Dancing Dice. It's all for a good cause. And women auction.
Dancing, that's your alter ego?
Yes, Dancing Bees. We're at a casino, Harrington Raceway and Casino.
Dancing, I got it.
So
Okay.
right in the gold ballroom.
Okay.
So I'll be rolling around on stage. Maybe I should have gone with the James Bond look. I don't know. You've done a lot of big events. Do you think Dice is the right move?
I don't.
You can take a
No,
chance on me. So you get it?
So, you're trying to make yourself more appealing to a prospective female
Yes.
who's going to write
Yes.
a check. And then what do they get? They get a date or they get a
You
dinner?
get to dance with me.
A dance.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
all
I'll
right.
hang out with you more for the night. Already, my goal was to raise $1,000. I'm very close, and there's still time for corporate sponsors. If you just call the Milford Chamber, for $100, you can have your name listed in the program. Just say you're calling for Ricky Freeberry, or if you want to come out, the tickets for the event are $30. You can call the Milford Chamber at 302-422-3344. Just say Ricky Freeberry from Delmarva Broadcasting, or just stop in the Milford Chamber there in downtown Milford. So important to know, joking aside, it helps People's Place,
Sure.
which does so much outreach for veterans and the disabled community, and I think a real pillar of the community. And, of course, the Greater Milford Chamber, who helps the businesses. So it's a win-win, and you get free food from some great vendors, great music. Friend of the program, Mark Johnson's band, Plea the Fifth, and I believe someone from the band is actually in the show.
Really?
So they haven't really told me much about
Is
the
Mark
competition.
Johnson getting bid on?
I don't think so,
Is he
but
up-
if
is he
you
up for auction?
I think at the right price, he could be. All the proceeds go to those charities. So check that out. I appreciate it. I'm also selling raffle tickets. If you come by the station for a weekend getaway at the Atlantic Sands.
So to be in this,
In
you were
Rehoboth.
actually nominated.
It was. And what a thrill that is. Part of me thinks some people said no before me, but nevertheless, what a honor to be able to help the community.
So you don't think you were the first nominee?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm also excited. Other people from our station have done it. Schofield on Sports, Steve Mons from Cool 101.3. Speaking of which, Dana McDonald, who you've heard from Cool 101.3 mornings, will be emceeing it.
Okay.
So if you check him out, I don't think he'll be taking his clothes off either. Have you done this? You've said you never heard of it.
No, never done it.
You could
No.
go. I was trying to get Colin,
Chances of this
Junior
are
and Senior, to do it.
pretty
I think you guys
I'll
would
do it.
represent Walls very well.
I'll do it when Colin does it. Yeah,
So-
we'll do it together.
So again, next weekend, May
or
3rd.
I'll do it when
Friday.
Jim does it. Yeah.
Do you have any advice? You've done a lot of events on how to impress, and you have a great wife in Debbie. Any advice on how to impress the ladies?
You man, you were asking the wrong guy. Yeah.
On how to be marvelous?
No, I don't know. I have no. I don't know about the dice thing. I'm thinking that might not work. I don't know.
Going with the dice theme, I would just say take a chance on me and come on out.
He might be better off
Next
dressing up as
Friday
Andrew Dice
at the
Clay.
Harrington Raceway and Casino. You can also get tickets at the door.
I don't think he could hear you dressing up.
Dress up as Andrew Dice Clay.
Okay.
Nice. There you go.
What is he like? Hey, look at! I can't do a good impression of him. So on that note, I'm gonna head on
That's
out.
probably
Thank
better
you.
than Dice.
And this is May 3rd, so that's next Friday.
Yes.
Okay. And the money goes to
People's Place
and
Milford Chamber.
And the Milford Chamber. So it's a good cause. And it's
Excellent.
going to be a lot of fun. The start time is 6:30, is that?
Yes.
6:30 to 10. And so how early in the evening does the auction start? So
So there's dinner, like I believe there's different stations, steak, all kinds of good skewers, all kinds of good stuff. Photo booth, you can have some fun
so
with
you
the
are
ladies.
someone's
and they can wear their
indentured
little.
servant for the rest of the evening?
That's what I'm
after
proud
that?
to do it for this great cause.
Okay. All right. Well,
So I think the auction gets underway around 8 o'clock.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good luck. I think it's going to be a lot. You're going to maybe do a Facebook Live while you're there?
We might. I know my fiance's going to come take some pictures. And
Okay. So she's going to watch to see
Yeah,
who
it's
bids.
debauchery, yeah.
Is she going to maybe bid against them?
I would hope.
Yeah.
I would hope.
Well, it's I think this is a very interesting event. It's really for a great cause. So it's good to have you on the show. Thank you, Ricky, for joining us.
Nice to see you again.
Good to see you. Okay.
Have fun this morning.
I always enjoy Dan's show. Listen, I love the banner that you guys get going. So.
Oh, well, we appreciate it. Thank
And
you.
I think he really did out you a lot about the tags.
It's so silly.
Yeah, so I hope nobody comes to get your car.
No, so far no one has come to get me. No, trust me. If I didn't think it was legal, I wouldn't be discussing it. There was no collusion. No collusion.
All right, that is Ricky Freeberry. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And he is
Enjoy.
going to be a marvelous man of Milford.
Jim Weller, of course.
What's that?
And thanks to Jim.
There you go, and I will make sure that Jim heard that. So there you go, man. Thanks. So this is the Weller Does Delmarva show. I'm Kevin Short, filling in for Jim Weller, and do you have a comment,
Yeah, well,
Colin?
we have a online comment,
Okay.
and
can only
it says,
imagine.
George Cumby,
Okay.
you know him?
I do.
Friend of yours, watching from Kentucky. Looking forward to coming to Georgetown this week to see all of you. So
Yeah, he's actually coming to
Headed
work
Delaware.
for us this weekend. Yes.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Wow,
Yeah. Next week in.
it's like a migrant worker coming from Kentucky, right?
Yeah, you'll love that. Yeah, he's got a green card. Yeah,
A green car.
what's that?
A green car.
A green
that you
car.
drive
Yeah,
up
that's
in?
what I said. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be a green rental car. Yeah. This is a very, very busy week in Mid-South audio world. So,
Is it?
we have a Common Ground event at the Ocean City Convention Center, and George is coming in to work that event. A lot of stuff going on.
And what does George do?
George is an audio engineer.
Okay.
Yeah, studio owner, audio engineer, airline pilot, audio video integrator. Man about town.
Wow. So somebody's driving him up here, probably. it
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
like.
Well, he's actually flying commercially, but
Okay.
once he gets here, it's probably all bets are off. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks, George, for listening today. So, so this is you haven't gone crazy. Normally you would hear Jim Weller at this time, and because this is the Weller Does Delmarva show. I'm Kevin Short, filling in for Jim, and we are here doing the show live. And as I pointed out earlier, or actually as Colin pointed out earlier, this is show 90 from Smith's Cafe. Show 294 in just in totality, but 90 times in Smith's Cafe. Smith's Cafe it's a great restaurant here in Seaford. We're in the Teen Challenge thrift store, and you wouldn't. So come in, have breakfast, and we'll go from there. So we're going to do L&W Insurance. Is that right? Is that what's next? Okay. So you're going to hear from Jim right now, who's currently on vacation, but he's going to be telling you all about L&W Insurance.
Hello there, everybody. Jim Weller again, and I'm saying thank you for tuning in my show and listening to my show. If you're watching on Facebook, please hit the share button if you would, all right? Listen, it's warming up. I got a sponsor here I want to tell you about called First Class Heating and Air, okay? It's getting warmer out. Want to make sure that air conditioner's working just right. Maybe last year, at the end of the season, it wasn't working just so, and you want everything to be as energy efficient as it can be. First Class Heating and Air works on all makes and models, okay? No matter whether you bought it from them or bought it somewhere else or bought the house with it in it, they can help you out with your heating and air air conditioning needs. They also do home performance. They also have water purification systems, and they also do plumbing. So it's a full-service company, been serving our community now over 40 years. Their vehicles are lettered, they're licensed, they're insured, their people are in uniforms. When you call to make an appointment, you're always going to get a hold of somebody. They offer 24/7 emergency service.
At the speed of live, so we had a video freeze. So I don't know what that was. Who knows? But that was L&W Insurance. That was Jim Weller, who is currently on vacation. He had wrapped up. He was just talking about, probably his next event, and we'll find out next week about the NFL draft. So we've got the next couple minutes here. Can I get Debbie? Can I get you back over here for a second? Is that possible? Katie, can you get Debbie to come back over? Okay. She is engaged in deep conversation over there. So there's a radio faux pas. Actually taking a drink while you're on the air. But anyway, and probably a Facebook faux pas when you get orange pulp on your lip. So I'm going to get my wife to come back over. We're getting ready to talk about how she raises money for the Barbara K. Brooks Sober Living House. Fundraising for that house is very important because it is a nonprofit. To my knowledge, it's the only nonprofit sober living house for women in Georgetown. Correct? Come on over. Yeah. So it is the only nonprofit sober living women house in Georgetown. Is that correct?
That's my understanding.
Are
Yes,
there others in Sussex County that are nonprofit?
I don't know. I would have to research that, Kevin. I don't know.
But
I just know about myself.
I'm going to say that it's
Okay.
probably the only one.
You can claim it.
So, okay.
Claim it.
And one of the biggest fundraisers that you do every year is you participate in this event called Do More 24.
That's correct. I do.
Can you tell people briefly, we've got like 3 minutes, so
Sure.
tell them what Do More
Sure.
24 is about
Okay.
and when it's coming up.
Okay. The campaign is through United Way, and it's a one day of giving, 24 hours. It starts at midnight on June 5th, and it ends at midnight on June 6th. So in that 24 hours, nonprofit organizations all throughout the state of Delaware are tasked with raising the most money that they can raise in that 24-hour period.
In a 24-hour period.
Yes. So you start at midnight, and the United Way is partnering this year with Discover Bank to give some prizes. So, for example, last year, the Barbara K. Brooks Transition House raised the most money of any nonprofit in the state of Delaware for a small partner.
The entire state.
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
against every
Yes.
other nonprofit in the state.
Now, there are two categories. One is $1 million and over, and one is less than $1 million. And ours is obviously less than $1 million,
Right.
obviously. But in that group, there's blood bank. There's a lot of nonprofit.
Hospice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of nonprofits. So, in any event, we raised the most money in a 24-hour period.
I know you work very hard in 24 hours.
You worked very hard. We all worked very
It
hard.
was
and
pretty
we
much
raised,
non-stop on the phone,
We
annoying
raised-
every friend we had,
Yes,
saying here.
yes. So if you're listening
give
and
it
we
up.
know you, we're probably going to call you. So anyway, we raised just under $13,000 last year.
And then there were prizes on top of that.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So I think we won $1,000 for raising the most money, and there's short little coffee breaks that you can win $200 or $300 little prize by raising the most money during that time period or having the most people who participate in the program in that period. But anyway, it's our major fundraiser. I don't do a lot of cash fundraising, and how it works is you go to our website on the United Way. Barbara K. Brooks Transition House has a website, and on that website it tells you all the things that your money could be used for. So sponsoring a woman coming into the house, buying supplies for the women like household supplies, paper towels, napkins, toilet paper, things of that nature that women need help with. And helping with transportation, bus travel to and from work, helping them gain their identity by purchasing their birth certificate. So these are all the things that our donations go toward. We have other partners who do things like cut the grass and take care of maintenance around the house, but our fundraiser goes directly to the women of Sussex County who are living in the house to help support them in their recovery.
Well, that's Do More 24.
Yes.
That's coming up on what day?
June 6th.
On June 6th.
That's right.
So we're getting
Mark
ready
your
to break
calendar.
for news, correct? Is that coming up? I can barely hear it in my headphones. So anyway, this is Weller Does Delmarva. We'll be back in just a minute after the news, and we'll go keep things going on Facebook. Stay with us. Right. And we're back on Facebook. And what was that, Colin?
We're going to play mine.
Okay. All right. So you're not going to come over here and talk to me? We're just going to play your...
No, because I need to talk to you.
Okay. All right. So here we go. This is Colin. This is
Hey everybody,
well,
I want to tell you about a good friend of mine, a good supporter of the show, Colin Walls Service Center, downtown Milford, celebrating 61 years of exceptional customer service, automotive repairs, things like maybe your air conditioner's not giving you the chill that you hoped it normally would. Well, they can fix your automotive air conditioner. Maybe you need an oil change. One nice thing about getting an oil change at Walls Service Center is they have this little list of things that they check. It's no extra charge, but every time you get your oil change, they check everything like your belts and your hoses, things like the depth of the tread of your tires, how much brake pad or brake shoes you have. It's just like a checkup, a health checkup of your vehicle. It's no extra charge, okay? And they do that on each and every oil change. And the only reason they do it is so that you or me know what kind of shape your vehicle's in. So, for example, I'm on a trip to Tennessee. I have my oil changes done at Walls Service Center in Milford. I not only know that they checked everything over, they didn't necessarily fix anything I didn't ask them to do. They just checked everything so that they know and I know the kind of condition, everything on my vehicle, the depth of the tread in the tires. They check the air in the tires, all your fluids, all your belts, all your hoses. They look everything over, no extra charge with every oil change. But then, as an added bonus, what else did I get at no extra charge? This roadside assistance program from AC Delco, okay? And what it does is, let's say on my trip I lock the keys in the vehicle, or I need towing for any reason, or I have a flat tire and I need some assistance, or I've run out of fuel, or I need a jump start. I have the comfort of knowing, number one, I got a great oil change. Number two, if I need any help, it's there. It's no charge. I got a toll-free number, 24/7, anywhere in the United States. And on top of that, I know that Colin looked over everything to make sure that I know what kind of shape my vehicle's in. So who is this Colin Walls? Colin Walls is the owner, operator, third generation of Walls Service Center in downtown Milford, Delaware. Actually, 220 Northeast Front Street, okay? The phone number is 302, of course, 422-8110, 422-8110. You also can like their Facebook page. It's Walls Service Center right there. Also, you can check out their website. So again, if you're looking for any type of automotive repairs done by a company that, you know, is owned and operated by a third generation. There's Colin. Then there's Colin the second, who's the fourth generation. His brother Jonathan is also there. And there's two more little boys coming along in the future. So Walls Service Center is a third and fourth generation automotive repair facility in downtown Milford. They'll treat you right. They'll do a good job. They use quality parts. They stand behind what they do. What more can I say except give them a call for all your automotive needs. Okay, so that's that. 302-422-8110 and like their Facebook page if you would. All right, I'm going to turn the show back over to Kevin, so take it from here, Kevin. See ya.
All right, thank you, Jim. And we are back on Facebook before we go back on the radio. And we were going to just do a live testimonial about your experience at Walls Service Center this week. You had your oil changed.
That's correct. I did. So
you told me your car had 40,000 miles on it.
I was joking.
Okay, well, that's good.
I was joking.
So I figured we were going to trade it in.
No.
Okay.
No,
All
no,
right.
no. Okay.
How was your experience?
So, well, two things. Let's start right off with on Wednesday, my light came on that said, it's time for an oil change. So I said, okay. So I called up Tracy and I said, hey, Tracy, my oil light, my oil light just came on. She said, okay, well, you want to come in? When do you want to come? Do you want to come tomorrow? Do you want to come Friday? And I said, yeah, I'll come Friday. So instant, like get right in.
Right.
So it wasn't any like, oh, we can see you the third Thursday of next week. It was like, come right in.
Right.
So I found out I was running a little late for my appointment. I called and let them know I was a little bit late. Got there. I'm telling you, within, I don't know, half an hour, 40 minutes, I was back out on the road. But here's the important thing. They knew everything about my car. Tracy said, okay, we're going to rotate your tires. We're going to change your oil. We're going to check your air filter for your cabin. And I mean, they just knew exactly what needed to be done for my car.
Because they had done the previous service and had all the research.
Well, I think it's just because they know vehicles. They know their business.
Yep,
they
do.
just know all vehicles. And so what I'm trying to say is if you take your car to Walls Service Center, expect excellent service, on-time service, and at a reasonable price.
Cool.
So that's what I want to say about Walls.
Excellent.
Okay? All right. So the other thing I want to...
So you guys have got your story straight. She was there. So, okay. She told me she was. So
2:05.
just
2:05
checking.
p.m. I
Okay.
got there exactly.
Very
And Tracy
good.
said when I got there, you were exactly right. You said you'd be 2:05.
Going an long way out of your way to make this alibi work. Okay.
Oh, jeez, man. Jeez. Listen, there's one other thing I want to talk about real quick. Have I got that 20 seconds? May 16th.
Hang on, what? And we're going back on the radio. Here we hang on to the Facebook audience because we're going back and we're back. We're live on
All right.
105.9
All right.
and Debbie's still with us. So
I am.
Okay.
So we were talking about the Barbara K. Brooks Transition
Yes,
House.
we
and
were.
There's one other thing that I wanted to talk about real quick with you
Okay.
about this. We became involved with an organization in the Seaford area through Pastor Dan Southard, who is the pastor at the Church of God here in Seaford, and it's called Bridge, and it's bridging education in Sussex County about the addiction. And on May 16th, mark your calendar, on May 16th at Crossroad Community Church, they're going to have a symposium, and it's going to be all speakers talking about the opioid crisis in Sussex County and how we can provide extra services to people. And one of the things that Barbara K. Brooks became involved in is there's a trailer that's set up as a kid's bedroom, and it educates parents on how to find drugs that your children are hiding, how to identify behaviors and what's going on with the youth, because we're believing that the quicker you can catch it and the quicker you can prevent it in young people, the less we're going to have to deal with it as they become adults.
Cool.
So we're a sponsor of that, and I'm really looking forward to May 16th at Crossroad Community Church.
That's coming right up, May 16th.
It is.
Okay.
In a couple weeks.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you for joining me today.
Okay. Is that all you need from me?
I need lots from you, dear.
Well, I mean, right now.
All the
on radio.
time. Yeah,
I
but right
mean,
now,
now
I think
on
that probably does it. Yes.
I heard you tell Ricky about the advice for women. I was listening to that.
Well, I had no advice for women.
I know.
Yeah.
You have so much advice.
I don't think I'm going to be in an auction, to
No,
auction myself off.
I don't think you're going to do that.
And I would be no competition for Ricky.
I know. He's the man.
Yeah, he is.
He's the man.
There's
He's
no
the man.
doubt.
He's
So,
the man.
okay.
All right.
All right.
Gotta move
Thank you for joining me.
Okay.
All right. This is Weller Does Delmarva. I'm Kevin Short filling in. We've got some great guests, and Bob Yesbeck is going to be joining me in just a minute. And I am so excited to have the legendary Bob Yesbeck on the show, and he'll be with me in just a minute, right after this.
Again, and thank you for listening and watching the show. I want to talk about another good sponsor, that is Wilson's Auction in Lincoln. Today, starting at 10 o'clock this morning, they're having a huge auction. It goes all day into the evening, all kinds of things, okay? So that's on 113 in Lincoln, starting at 10 o'clock this morning, Wilson's Auction. Now listen to me. Also, in Harrington at the Delaware State Fairgrounds, starting at 11 o'clock this morning, is another big auction. There's an event going on there called the Delmarva Outdoors Expo, and it goes on all day long. But at 11 o'clock, there is an auction. And you say, well, Jim, tell me, what are they going to be auctioning off? They're going to be auctioning off, starting at 11 o'clock, lawn and garden things, boats, go-kart, RVs, campers, 4x4s, ATVs, hunting, fishing, and archery equipment and supplies, and many, many other things. So listen, you can learn all about this by going to wilsonsauction.com, their website. Click on the ad for the Harrington auction, click on the ad for the Lincoln auction, and see where you want to go, or you got time to go to both of them, okay? So that is today and today only at Wilson's Auction. And then don't forget, Tuesday nights is the auto auction, where you can buy and sell like the dealers do at auction. So whether you're wanting to buy something, or if you got a whole bunch of stuff you want to sell, Wilson's Auction will get the job done for you. 422-3454 is the phone number, and wilsonsauction.com on the web. And if you would like their Facebook page and click on notifications, you'll always know what's going on. I notice I just keep talking with my hands. All right, so anyway, I want to tell you, I'm on vacation in Tennessee. and Kevin Short is doing a fantabulous job with the show, okay? So anyway, I wanted to also remind you that we're going to be doing some mountain climbing, Denise and I, and we're going to climb some mountain, and when we get to the top of it, we're going to be able to see 2 or 3 different states all at one time. All I care about is when I get to the top of the mountain, there's Wi-Fi, okay? That's what I'm after, Facebook Lives. So look, check out Jim Weller's Facebook page if you want to watch all the adventures the Wellers do Tennessee. Okay, we're traveling Tennessee. So anyway, we're going to be doing a lot of different things. I want to thank you all for listening to my show and watching my show. And if you ever want to be on my show, let me know. Weller Does Delmarva. Okay, I'm going to cut it loose here. I'm going to turn it back over to Kevin Short, and I'm going to say thank you, and I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll see you. Goodbye.
And we're back. This is Weller Does Delmarva, and you just heard from Jim, who is, like he said, vacationing, and I am filling in. So Jim said, come do the show, have fun, and invite some guests. So the first person I thought of is the person that's going to be joining us, who is probably going to have more airtime today on 105.9 than anybody else. This is Bob Yesbeck, and most of you know him as the Rehoboth Foodie.
Yes, sir.
That's where I first heard about you. It was like one of your walking tours or something. I heard you talking about that years ago. And then you started a show that I just absolutely fell in love with called The Business of Eating, which I thought was great. Still didn't know anything about you besides the food world. And one day you came, and then I started seeing posts on Facebook that you played music.
Yep.
And I always, in your show, a lot of times you would interview people and you would, I would see that you were spending time talking about their music career, like you weren't just a casual observer. You probably had something going.
It's what I do. Yeah.
So I had a clue, but I didn't. But then I found out you played in a band, and I saw that. Then you came in the studio one day, and I did not realize that you were the original owner of Omega Studios it's in Rockville now.
It's now in Rockville.
Kensington, Maryland, I guess.
Well, we started in Kensington.
Okay.
And then I acquired another studio in Vermont and yet another one in downtown Washington.
How about that?
And then finally conglomerated them together in the early 80s into one big facility, which still exists.
Yeah.
I sold it to a client who has remained a good friend, and you don't hear that a lot.
That's right.
And he's still running it and doing an amazing job.
There are... in the 70s, being in the recording business, now everybody's kind of believes they're in the recording business.
Oh, everybody thinks it just when they have a laptop. I'm in the recording business.
You have a basement and a laptop, and
Next thing you know, they're talking into the wrong side of a microphone.
Exactly. When in the 70s, it was a major investment to be in the recording business.
I had $4 million worth of equipment in there.
And that's in the 70s.
And that's in the 70s.
Yeah, so make that 15
names like
now.
Neve, SSL, Neumann, and not this kind of home stuff you see nowadays. This was high-end stuff, and the clients demanded it, and we charged for it. We charged for it, and they came in.
And then the business has changed. It had changed a lot by the time that I got in it. When I came in, it was pre-digital, and we still had... we had a 1-inch tape deck, 16-track tape deck.
Yeah.
You guys were probably doing 2-inch at the time. When I first heard of Omega, I was interning at a place called Birch Recording in Secretary, Maryland, which was the only pro recording studio on the Eastern Shore. Had a 2-inch MCI deck.
Oh, the JH16?
Yep. Sphere console.
Sphere console. I was friends with the guy who invented that.
Really? How about that?
Yeah.
So, and Neumann microphones and and the like. So it was a professional facility. The only other place, you had to go off the Eastern Shore. You had to go to Studio 4 in Philly.
Exactly.
Or you had to go to Sheffield in Baltimore.
Or
you had to go to Omega.
In Washington.
Or you had to go to Bias in
excellent
Northern
Virginia. And people would even go as far as Richmond. You remember the old oh my goodness gracious, Alpha. I always think Alpha Omega.
That's right. Yep,
Alpha
exactly.
Studios, and he's still around selling sound abatement panels to people.
Well, they started the Sonex company,
right?
They
started Sonex.
But that was it. If you wanted to be serious about recording, you had to leave the Eastern Shore to go to one of those 4 or 5 places. Yeah. Now, people that are recording records are doing it, all over, and the business has changed. I mean, I know that our attraction in the studio business is because we have a large enough room to have a piano and a drum kit, and so we can do things that people can't do at home.
Yeah.
But it's it's harder and harder to be in the studio business today.
And
so
you have
probably
an
got
excellent
out.
engineer who works for you too.
We have. I think you work with Steven. We have two, and they both do a great job.
Yeah,
So
when I produced that album for my friend, I was taken up, and I teach this stuff because Omega had a school too.
Well, you started that,
and
correct?
I started back in 1977.
And
I
did you
wrote
tell
the whole
me
curriculum.
that kicked off Full Sail?
That it didn't kick off Full Sail, but they came to me, and I was doing lectures down there regularly.
Wow!
And it did kick off the school at Sheffield.
Okay,
because they wanted to compete, and people didn't want to drive from Baltimore.
Right.
And they also did a great school, and the school at Omega is still going on.
How about that?
And when I went into the studio, in your studio, I didn't know what to expect. And I'm leaning down giving instructions to this guy, like the good producer engineer who can be annoying. And he's already on top of it.
Yeah.
On top of it already.
And
I loved it.
And Steven was a graduate of Full Sail.
Yes, he was.
So
yeah, he was too young to have enjoyed my silly, funny microphone lectures I used to do years ago. I go down there and lower the property values over there.
Yeah. Well, that's just an amazing career. And I don't know how you So, did you just how did you transition from the recording studio business to the food business?
Well,
or I guess the writing bit. It's really what you do. You're really a writer.
Well,
that's a writer and photographer.
Yeah, I do both those things. It was funny. I had the studio. I started the studio in '66.
Right.
And a studio is like a restaurant. It never, especially ours, it never really closed.
And you're in the hospitality business.
And you're in the
There's no doubt about
hospitality
it.
business.
Yeah.
I mean, people are coming in and you provide them with the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a 24-hour business. And after a while, it just got... I've had it, And my clients said to me, it was a very big facility. Our Studio A could hold 140 musicians playing simultaneously.
And you did a lot of recording of the National Orchestra.
All of the military bands.
Yeah.
Actually, the very first orchestra that came into the new Omega in Rockville was the National Symphony.
Wow.
And
It
you
takes
could
a large
still
room
smell
to
the
do that.
paint
Yeah.
in there. I'll never forget it. I engineered it. And it was like, I wonder what's going to work and what's not going to, and what's going to shoot out fire and what's not. And but we were able to do that. But I mentioned to the client, I said, Pete, I'm getting tired. He said, you can't sell that. I need that big studio, because he did concert bands, marching bands with 100 people, and we were recording these people. And one thing led to another, and he bought it from me.
Wow.
And I ended up working there we had the school.
Right.
And we had the studio. I ended up running the school for him. I was director
All right.
of the school, and he took over the studio. So I didn't get quite as many midnight phone calls. Not quite as many.
Not quite as many. Yeah.
Bob, there's molten lava pouring out of the, one of the machines.
Yeah.
And
one of the clients just ran off with a Neumann U87.
And that has happened.
And it's happened.
That has happened.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
And they did it by
that's
mistake.
It was. I put it in the back of my amp. Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
$3,500 microphone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it
With a tube power supply. It was a U57 in our case. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right,
They got the
right.
mic, and they accidentally took the microphone and the power supply.
Yeah, and the power supply, and the cord that only plugs into that.
But they brought it back, so
They
that's
all
good.
lie.
Yeah.
But anyway, one thing led to another, and finally I said, you know what? And we were driving to the beach all the time, and I ended up, my midlife crisis was opening restaurants.
Okay.
After I sold the studio, I started getting involved in restaurants. I had one wonderful experience with Mick Fleetwood.
That's right. You opened Fleetwood.
Opened up a club with him. I was one of the partners, and it was called Fleetwood's.
Yep.
I was always disappointed they didn't call it Yesbeck's. I don't know why. I was like, what's wrong
We know
with that
you
song?
are legendary, but compared
Yeah.
to Mick Fleetwood,
In my own mind.
you might have to.
Only in my own
you might
mind.
have to put that in perspective.
Exactly. But that was a lot of fun doing that, and my job as the partner was to set up the
That may have even caused
sound
him issues
system.
with Fleetwood Mac as to which name was first.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That would have been
yeah.
promised. But I'll tell you, one of the things that I'll always remember, and I get chills thinking about it, is the night we opened and Fleetwood Mac played. and I was mixing front of house sound.
Yeah.
And they started out with "Don't Stop Thinking About Tomorrow," and I'm getting chills right now.
Wow.
Here I am mixing Fleetwood Mac. There's 400 people in here, and I'm thinking, I could do a lot worse.
Yeah. Life's not all bad.
I could do a lot
There
worse.
you go.
This fat guy could do a lot worse.
That's cool.
So that's it's been fun, man.
And then you moved on from
that.
Fleetwoods to coming down to the shore.
To coming down here after having owned my own restaurant for a while in Bethesda, Maryland, and ended up selling that to some kind person, and came down here. So I'd been in the restaurant thing, and then I started writing just for fun on RehobothFoodie.com. Got a call from Cape Gazette. I'm approaching my 8th or 9th year writing for them now in Beach Paper. And then I got a call from the delightful people at Delmarva Broadcasting. And they said, we read your column. And I was on another show for a while, on a radio show with a Bulldog on Ocean 98. And we do the foodie update on Thursdays. And little did I know, but people from DBC were listening to it.
Okay.
And one thing led to another, and they said, well, give us a call. And I was so complimented because I've always had a lot of respect for the stations. And so this is my 4th year of having the Sip and Bite show. It's hard to believe.
And how many years for this business of eating? For the business of eating?
Business of Eating, this is the middle of the 2nd or 3rd year.
Okay. That's a
they
great
all
show.
blur into one show after a while.
You know, and that has, I mean, the foodie show has appeal to people that love to eat, you know. But a lot of people don't realize that, you know, restaurants are a unique type of business. So I think the appeal of that show is just across the board.
It really is growing legs. It took a while to grow legs because it's very much nuts and bolts. And then I started finding out that a lot of the chefs and the restaurateurs in the area run the show in their kitchens. They turned it up. I know Hari Cameron, my friend, turns the radio up.
Yeah.
And because I'm talking to a lot of people that they know.
How have... I don't know how many years you've been here in Rehoboth, but how do you know everyone in the restaurant? You know every bartender, or it seems you've convinced me that you know every bartender.
Then I've done my job.
And every restaurant owner. You probably know every waiter and waitress, but I know that the bartenders and the managers and the owners you've established a relationship with over the years.
If I was going to take on the job of advising people where to eat and telling people what was better and what was not so good and all that kind of stuff, I wanted to really come from a place where I knew what I was doing. And though I was familiar with the restaurant business before, I had to get familiar with and the whole thing that started it was we came down here and we liked to eat, but I wasn't sure. It's 360 restaurants.
That's amazing.
Just in that little area there. And I'm talking everything from caterers to windows to fine dining.
Right.
And so I said, well, there's nobody here who's telling people what restaurant has the best seafood, or what restaurant has good burgers, and are the burgers half price on Mondays or on Wednesdays, and that sort of thing. So for some reason, I chose to ruin my life by telling people that stuff, and now it's a full-time job.
No, you've done a great job with it. Yeah. Our guest is Bob Yesbeck, the Rehoboth foodie, and we're going to continue this conversation in a little while. You're going to stick around?
If you'll have me,
I will. I'm delighted to have you.
Well, thank you, sir.
And so Bob's going to be back. We'll talk some more about that. But right now, we're going to hear from Jim.
Hey, everybody. I want to say thanks a lot for watching the show, listening to the show, chiming into the show. Thank you. If you're watching on Facebook and you'd hit the share button, I'd appreciate it. But I want to talk about another good sponsor segment, which is Dry Zone. You hear me talk about Dry Zone all the time because I like them. I love dealing with them, and I've not dealt with them once or twice or 3 times. I've dealt with them on numerous projects. I have many properties, and there's always something. They started an electrical division, so I use them every time I have an electrical need somewhere. But if you have a crawl space and you're thinking about having it encapsulated, man, everybody and their brother has jumped into this business, but there's one and only one Dry Zone. Okay, and the way they do things is tried and true. It's not their first year on the job or first 5 years on the job. They know what they're doing. They stand behind everything. If you got a basement that all of a sudden is leaking in places that it never leaked before, Dry Zone has a solution for you. Also, like I mentioned, electrical work. Every time I have an electrical need, whether it's at my home or my business or one of my rentals, I call Dry Zone. So a good local company, they even can level concrete. Also, if you're looking for a career career change and you want to go to work for a local company that will work you 52 weeks a year, rain or shine, Dry Zone is the place. Their worldwide headquarters are right on Route 16 in Ellendale. It's a big red barn with a sign out front that says Dry Zone. If you want to stop in and talk to them about your needs in person, you can. You can look at some of the products they use. Also, if you want to consider a career change and you want to talk to them, you can do that. Or you can do that online also. So it's dryzone.com online. Route 16 in Ellendale. Some people call it Beach Highway. But anyway, or you can call them on the phone at 684-5034. That's 302-684-5034. Tell them you heard about them on Jim Weller's show. But if you're looking for a great local company that knows what they're doing, that will do it right the first time around, and then on top of that, has a long warranty that is transferable if you sell your home or property. What kind of a deal is that? That's a great deal. It's a win-win for everybody. It's my friends at DryZone, dryzone.com. Now, I'm out of town. That's why I'm not with you today. I'm on vacation. Denise and I have not taken a vacation in a long time. So we decided to get away. We're down in Tennessee. We're going to the Cornbread Festival. We're going to the Lodge Frying Pan Factory. We're going to climb some mountain where you can see numerous states from one place. We're going to walk across some rickety old bridge that's just hanging by a couple old rusty cables. And what else? We're going to a concert with Michael W. Smith. I forgot that. Evidently, we're going to bike all through Chattanooga on a bicycle. I hope it's a motorbike, but I think it's a pedal bike with Armstrong steering. So we're going to have a good time. As you can see, I'm beyond excited. I can barely contain my exuberance. All right, I got to go. Kevin Short sitting there saying, come on, Jim, you're taking up my time. Kevin, thanks a lot. Hey, Bob, how are you doing? And Katie, Colin, and Sean, thank you very much for all your support. And you, my audience, thank you very much, okay? Hit the share button one more time. Tell your friends about the show. Weller Does Delmarva. There's nothing else like it on the planet. I'll see you. Take care. Goodbye.
And that's Jim Weller.
Hey,
This is Weller Does Delmarva, and I'm Kevin Short, filling in for Jim, who is vacationing, and we've been having a lot of fun today at Smith's Cafe, just talking. I had my wife on earlier. I had Debbie talking about the Barbara K. Brooks house. We had Bob Yesbeck, and we're going to bring Bob back in a few minutes. But I wanted to talk to you about something coming up for me. Many of you know that I play with Reminders, and we've gone out. We spent some time on tour with Linda Randall. And our new album, which we've been recording for the last 3 years, is actually going to be out in the next few months, hopefully. We've got the artwork left to do. The album is finished. It's been mixed. It's ready to go, but the artwork's not done. So we've got to go do some photos and take care of that. So, but Linda is going to be at Crossroad Community Church on May 19th, and we're going to be joining her this time. Usually she joins us. We're going to be joining her at the 8 a.m. service on the 19th of May. And so this is a little sneak preview. The first time this has ever been broadcast, actually. This is a sneak preview of a song that Linda did with us called The Harp of David from our new upcoming album called Distilled Spirits. Here's Linda. Yeah, go ahead.
Arms of Jesus, be the arms of Jesus, be the arms of Jesus, until we meet again.
Be the arms of Jesus, be the loving arms of Jesus. Be the arms of Jesus. Amen.
So that's the Reminders with Linda Randall, and we will be joining her on May 19th. Now, she's going to be there at Crossroad for all 4 services, the service on Saturday night, which is on May 18th, and then all 3 of the services on Sunday, starting at 8 o'clock. So, be able to check her out, check us out, and we're going back to the radio? Okay, we're breaking for the radio. So stay with us on Facebook, and we're heading everybody on 105.9 back to the radio break. Here we go. And we are still on Facebook. And you going to do this one with me, Colin? Okay, Colin's coming over. So we're on Facebook Live. Jim's on vacation, and I've been getting texts. Have you gotten any texts? He's been telling us that things are going okay. He approves, so
Oh, good.
So yeah,
he's watching.
Oh yeah, apparently. Did you think he wouldn't?
Yeah, I thought he might take the opportunity to sleep in.
Yeah, they were leaving at 6 this morning to go to the Cornbread Festival. Apparently,
cornbread. When did they start making the cornbread? If it's ready at
if
6
it's ready, if it's ready at 6. Yeah.
I'm wondering what a couple of, studio owners, audio guys think about Jim's audio from those that he's made with his
videos?
iPad. Yes.
There could, it's a shame because
it's a shame.
we did. Jim came to our conference that we had, and we had an actual class.
And you can't even tell
on producing your own videos,
right?
And he didn't take that, I guess.
Well,
but, they're okay. They're done on it.
Well, he sent me the first video, and I called him up. I said, "Hey, I just want to let you know, you had your camera in portrait mode, not landscape."
Right.
And he said, "I know." He said, "But when I flip it to put it in landscape, the camera's on the left."
Uh-huh.
I said, "Okay." and so apparently he doesn't like the camera on the left.
And apparently there was no wardrobe person present.
Or an iron.
Or an iron. Yeah. One of the two. So.
Jim, we're just messing with you. We
That's
love
right.
you. And you know what?
Not saying anything we wouldn't say if you weren't here.
That's right.
Actually, probably
we'd
not
say
saying
all
as
this
much.
right to your face. We're holding back a little, probably.
Yeah, there you go.
But actually, I like that Jim does that audio. It's unique to him. You know it's him.
Oh, yeah.
When you hear his commercials on the radio, you know it's him.
Absolutely.
You can tell, and it's his own.
I remember
thing.
the Fair Square deals on Round Tires days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you remember those signs? The signs where you would put the letters on the channel letters you would put on the sign.
Yeah.
I think he was selling those at one time.
Yep.
And his motto for that, or his saying for that, was a business with no sign is a sign of no business. So he's got a saying for everything.
So tell us what's going on at Wall Service Center.
Wall Service Center is closed today, and I think we're going to go take a tour of Winterthur. So
I'm going with that as being the proper pronunciation. So
you like that pronunciation?
Yeah, I'm good with
I
that.
do too. That's actually how it's spelled. But I think
exactly right.
maybe the Scandinavian pronunciation might be Winterthur.
Yeah.
So, it's a little funny saying that in English.
It is,
It's probably in whatever Scandinavian language.
Yes,
it's probably fine.
They will correct you today.
Oh yeah, I should ask Dutch.
Yeah, he may know.
He may know. Yeah.
Yes, he's trilingual. So
is he?
Yeah.
Tries them all.
No.
Oh, okay.
He's actually fluent in 3, I believe. So yeah.
But anyway, the Wall Service Center is closed today. We are going to take a little break and go have a little bit of fun. And but we're going to be open Monday morning, 7:30. You can drop your car off over the weekend. You have a breakdown over the weekend, or if it's just more convenient, drop it off right there in the parking lot. The front door, there's a slot. You can drop your keys in there, and we'll get to you Monday and talk to you Monday and figure out what's going on with it, figure out what's going on with your car, and what it's going to take to fix it. Wall Service Center, 422-8110. WallServiceCenter.com on the web. Downtown Milford, 220 Northeast Front Street. And downtown Milford is the place to be. Got all kinds of stuff going on. We've got the Bug and Bud Festival coming up.
Yep.
We've got, lots of things.
It's a booming community.
It is. It really is.
And you've got the man of Milford,
Ricky Freeberry. Rick Freeberry. Richard. I think he's going by Richard for this.
Richard Freeberry, yeah.
Yeah, Richard Freeberry for this. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Richard.
That's the man of Milford is being held in Harrington.
In Harrington, right.
So,
and Ricky's from Chestertown, Maryland.
So I'm just trying to get all this figured out.
Well, we have to import our men.
Triangulating it. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Wall Service Center, Monday. You can leave the car.
Yeah, drop it off over the weekend if it's more convenient, or if you have a breakdown, just
Let
drop
them
it
know
off and
what's
let
wrong
us
with
know.
it.
Attach a note to the keys, or
Yeah.
call us first thing Monday morning and let us know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Claim the car. Say it's mine. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Has that ever happened? Somebody left a car and then somebody else has called and said that's my car and it's not really their car?
No, but we've had people leave cars and they forget to call us, or something happens and the car's sitting there and we don't have any keys for it.
You don't know
it's
whose
sitting
it
there.
is?
We don't know whose it is.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you're down the street from the police barracks. Right?
Yeah.
Can you get them to run the tags?
I probably could. Never had to, really. But
somebody left this car here. We don't know who it belongs to. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate all your help today on the show. This is
no problem.
This is new.
Even though this is my weekend off, Kevin, it's okay.
Well, I felt a lot comfortable when I knew you were going to be here. So, not that this is completely foreign to me, but this is Jim's show, and Jim's got his own. This is
right.
Here you go.
That's color coded, and Kevin's colorblind.
Color coded, and with times that don't really make a lot of sense. So
so there's a lot of things happening at 2:00 and 3:00. It looks like
for a show that runs from 7 to 9. Yeah. So okay, cool.
Hey, so I've got a question for you and Bob when Bob comes back as audio engineers.
All right.
If you had like a piece of advice you could give to somebody that's kind of just getting started in audio mixing and running, what would be the best thing as far as audio mixing for listening to and mixing audio? So get
we
both
can
of your
tackle that.
answers
And if
on
you
that.
like Tech Talk,
like Tech
okay,
Talk. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, you could ramble on for 5 minutes and still not have a definitive answer.
There we go. Okay.
All right.
And I think we're coming back. I hear the radio. And we're back. 105.9. This is Weller Does Delmarva. And I'm Kevin Short, sitting in for the vacationing Jim Weller, who is somewhere in Tennessee and doing, he's been talking about it all morning, so we don't know which particular activity he's currently engaged in, but having fun with Denise and having a well-deserved vacation. So everybody that's on Facebook or watching us or on YouTube, now will be a good time to hit the share button, or you can also like the show. And this has been, it's been a fun experience. We had some good guests today. Bob Yesbeck is going to be back with us shortly, and we'll continue our conversation about. We were talking about recording and some technical things, and Colin just prompted us with a question that we can tackle, and may even talk about some food. So that'll be coming up and shortly. But right now we're going to hear from Jim with a sponsor guest. So here's Jim Weller.
Hey, it's me again. I wanted to share with you a brand new sponsor segment. I have known these people for quite a while. I have been to this campsite before. I love it. It's very clean, very family oriented, conveniently located right off of Route 1. I'm talking about the Yogi Bears Jellystone Park Camp Resort, Delaware Beaches, okay? It is a nice campground. So if you're into camping, check it out. If you don't have a camper, they've got cabins, but they've got all kinds of event weekends. It's very secure. It has a security gate, so not just anybody and everybody can come and go. Lots of things for the kids, okay? But if you just want to chillax, there's that too. But what I wanted to share with you is a rare opportunity. They normally don't have any extra seasonal sites, but this year they have a few of them. So if you're listening and you've got a camper and you said to yourself last year, we're going to use this thing more, but the thought of always hooking up, unhooking, the towing it, and the time there, you just don't have that time. Man, a seasonal site is the way to go because you can just take it one time, leave it. It stays right on that site. That's your site for 20-some weekends, okay? It's all yours. If you want to have an optional deck, you can do that. If you want a site with a shed, they have those. So it's real convenient. So that way, if your family wants to go camping and you're busy and you don't have time to tow it or they don't know how to tow it, it's already there. You just literally drive there, put the key in the door, turn on the AC, and put the burgers on the grill. So what I'm saying to you is if you're looking for a seasonal site right off of Route 1, just right across from Taylor Marine, what a great location, convenient to everywhere. They have a few is what I'm trying to say. They don't have a lot. So if you snooze, you're going to lose, okay? They can't just make these things. They've got just a few of them. So if you want to talk about a seasonal site at the Yogi Bears Jellystone Park in Lincoln, give them a call and tell them I sent you if you would. This is my first ad for them. I'm so excited. I know the people that own it. It's a great place. My granddaughter, Ashlyn, just started working there. She loves it. So it's just a nice, family-friendly, clean, well-run, well-organized, plenty of events campground in Lincoln right off of Route 1. And it's called Yogi Bears Jellystone Park Camp Resort Delaware Beaches. So look them up on Facebook, look them up on the web, or I'm going to give you a phone number. You got a pen and pad ready? Here it is. Starts with 302-491-6614. That's 302-491-6614. When you call, tell them you heard about it on Weller Does Delmarva, Jim Weller. Okay? But either way, if you or you know somebody with a camper that a seasonal site would be the way to go. There's a few available, not a lot, so don't snooze because you may lose. All right? Tell them I sent you. Check it out. They got Wi-Fi, DirecTV, nice secure environment. Couldn't ask for any more, and lots of activities for the kids. Okay? And a wonderful camp store, too. I forgot that. Hand dip ice cream cones, too. All right, I got to go. Kevin, take it from here. Thank you, everybody. And I'll be back at some point. Enjoy the show. Goodbye.
All right, you're watching and listening to Weller Does Delmarva. I'm Kevin Short, sitting in for the vacationing Jim Weller, and he's I don't know. I don't know what he's up to right now, but I just got a text, so I guess he's monitoring the show.
He's awake.
He's awake. He's awake. So, my guest for this hour has been Bob Yesbeck. We're going to bring him back in, and I'm so glad to have you on the air because today you will probably achieve the most airtime on 105.9.
I have a feeling if there is a record to break, today is a day.
You're probably going to break it.
Thank goodness for the
unless it was Dan
of...
stuck in a storm.
It could,
right. That's probably the only time. Right. So we're going to. What I wanted to talk about is Mid-South Audio sponsors Delmarva Life. And you've been on that show,
yes,
with your band.
Yes, had the pleasure of playing on the show.
And you don't play a small instrument.
To this day, I think if only I'd taken up the piccolo, or the triangle,
or the harmonica.
I would have been good with that.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's got to be a console organ and 19 pieces,
and a full, Leslie speaker. And,
two Leslie speakers.
Oh, you play with really?
I have two.
They're in stereo. Yeah.
Well, I like.
Yeah.
The way it sounds on either side of the stage.
That's cool.
So actually, I get Christmas cards from 3 or 4 chiropractors, and it's addressed to L3 and L4. Right back here.
Exactly.
Merry Christmas. Hope you're in pain.
So now, so you stopped playing for a while, right?
I stopped playing for a long time. I played for 30 years back in Washington D.C.
And did you keep an organ at home?
Yes, I did.
And,
yes, I did.
So you kept playing a little bit?
Played just enough to embarrass myself at dinner parties and things, and lower the property values in the neighborhood and all that sort of thing, but really didn't do it to the point where I felt comfortable going on stage after a while.
And how did that come up? Who convinced you to do it again?
I got involved with one of the jazz fests a couple of years ago, and they invited me. They said, there's a Hammond organ jazz player that's playing at the Firehouse on Saturday, and I was a sponsor of.
This is True Blue.
It's a True Blue,
and they have a show today.
They have a show today at the Firehouse,
yes,
and I kept thinking about that.
Yeah,
it was Bill
Chuck Reed.
Dilks.
Yeah.
It was Bill Dilks. They called him Mr. B3 from Wilmington, and I went over, and I stood there. And I watched what he does, and I turned to the person I was with, and I said, I can do that. I did that for 30 years. I can't do it at this very moment because there's rust falling off my hands. But it didn't go away. It haunted me. I was up that night. I thought, do I really want, because playing in a band is a lot more than a couple of hours at Cultured Pearl or a couple of hours at Bethany Blues.
And that's the part you don't even need to charge for.
That's the part you don't get charged for.
It's the getting there, it's the packing up, and it's the rehearsal.
And I started playing, and I actually practiced for about 4 months, 3-4 months before I even hired a drummer. And got another player because I didn't want to embarrass myself in front of them. But it came back. Mm-hmm. It came back, and of course, it's just constant practicing, 3-4 hours a day.
Right.
And one thing led to another. I was very lucky to get this drummer. I have Ken Schleifer, who is incredibly talented. Yep. We just changed personnel. We had a great sax player with us, the guy who actually did the album with you that I got to produce, Ken Cicerale. Mm-hmm. He has some health issues, so we're
Okay.
all watching that
Did not know
closely.
that.
But I'm very lucky to have added Robbie LeBlanc.
Okay.
Who his album, actually, believe it or not, is #1 on the AOR charts in Australia.
Wow.
Reason enough to come to Rehoboth Beach.
There you go.
You know? So he plays guitar, and he's actually a real singer. I always tell people I sing by default. I sing because nobody else can.
Yeah, so
you know, I tell them the drunker they get, the better I sound. You know. But Robbie LeBlanc is a real singer. So he's kind of opened things up for our band. We're doing a little bit wider range of music. We still do a little bit of light jazz. We do some light rock, a little bit of soft rock. Robbie's really good with a lot of that stuff. And the guitar is an interesting addition to the
Right.
organ and drums.
Cool. And you're playing pedals with your feet.
I play pedals with my feet.
So you're
and
doing the bass.
Yeah, we
You
say,
got the
we
organ.
call that kicking wood.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, kicking
And that's
wood.
a
I've
whole
been kicking
nother.
wood since a teenager.
That's a whole nother.
It's a whole nother thing.
It sure is.
Yeah.
You know, the two manual thing I could kind of get in my head, but the bass pedal thing it just doesn't.
It's one of those things that you just have to do it and do it and do it and do it, and finally it's auto. It's like driving, where you've got the two pedals in the hands
Yeah.
and everything. It takes a while to get it all coordinated, and hopefully you don't make too much of a fool of yourself, you know. And yeah.
So, is there a website for the band?
Though actually, what we do is we take people to RehobothFoodie.com.
Okay.
And over on the left, at the very top, there's a thing that says Second Time Around Calendar.
Okay.
And you just click on that, and it opens up the calendar.
When is your next gig? Do you know?
We will actually be, we are the monthly house band at Fork and Flask at
Okay.
Naj, and we'll be there May 18th. And we bring in a guest performer. This month it's Vinny Verassi, who is a great singer. And so he'll be coming up and doing some songs during second set. But it'll be me, Ken, and Robbie. And then we're there the third Saturday of every month for brunch.
Okay.
And then shortly after that, we are at Culture Pearl. We're going to be at Bethany Blues. Everything's on the calendar at RehobothFoodie.com.
So is this Robbie's first gig with you?
This is no, actually, Robbie's been with us. He played the last brunch with the band.
Okay.
And then he played a special thing we did at Touch of Italy on St. Patrick's Day weekend,
Okay.
which in Ocean City, as you know, is crazy.
It's a big deal.
I mean, we
Yes.
walked in and the place was mobbed.
Yeah,
So we had a
yeah.
built-in crowd.
Yeah, there
They
you
had
go.
no choice
And then-
but to listen
and
to
then
us.
to load in a Hammond B3 in the middle of that was
To
probably
load
a
in
little
the organ, yeah.
challenging.
It's a little
Yeah.
challenging, but then, you know, life is short. Why not
there
make a
you go.
fool of yourself, you know?
So Colin had a question. We were talking earlier. He just wanted to know about. You wanted to ask the question again. This is
well-
like technical advice.
Yeah.
So
So from a couple of audio engineers, if you're mixing something live, what's like one piece of advice that's probably going to be different? I'm hoping from the two of you. What would be the one piece of advice to give to the audio mixer?
If you're mixing music,
Yes.
I think to be very aware of the stage sound. I used to teach, I had a class that I taught called sound reinforcement at the old Omega at the school. And I used to tell people there will be times when you might hang a microphone in front of something and you will turn it all the way down because it's loud enough already. So many people think that they're mixing an album in a studio where the only thing you're hearing is the speakers. But in a live sound situation, you also have to take into account what's coming off the stage. And a lot of people, especially younger people that haven't done it much yet, they don't take that into account. So they want the guitar fader to be up, but the guitar is so loud, it's already giving people a haircut in the first 10 rows. So you have to be careful of that to make sure that what you're doing, I tell people it's called sound reinforcement. You're not doing a mix of the band. You're reinforcing what they're doing. So if the hi-hat for the drummer maybe isn't making it to the back of the room, you'll turn that up. But if the snare is the loudest snare you've ever heard, it doesn't need to come out of the speakers if it doesn't have to. So the thing is balance. It all comes down to balance. Was that the same thing you said?
that's good advice. That's exactly what I was going to say. yeah.
Oh, see?
I was going to
Darn.
say just turn it to the right to make it louder.
And turn
you
it
know.
up to 11 at all times, 11, you know.
I think if I was going to give advice to, and I've done this with employees and prospective employees, is that the most critical thing is Bob Heil wrote a book years ago called Practical Guide for Concert Sound. He opens that book. Do you know Bob?
I know Bob,
Yeah.
yes.
And Bob's an organist too, I think.
He plays. Yeah.
So. And we got a theme going on for organists.
I was going to say, what is it with people
Yeah.
with giant, heavy equipment?
You're not a ham operator, are you? 'Cause
No,
he's a
I'm
big
not.
ham
He's a
operator.
ham
Yeah,
operator.
he's a
No, I'm a
big-time
ham, but not an operator.
Okay.
You knew that was coming.
So-
He walked me right into that.
Yeah. But Bob opens his book with this line. He says that hearing is a physical process. Listening is a mental process.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the biggest thing to teaching somebody how to mix is you've got to listen, which is not about hearing what's going on. It's about paying attention. It's about establishing eye contact with the band. It's about knowing what's going on stage. It's about tuning out what's going on around you and listening to what's going on, and then reinforcing the band so it does sound good in the room. All that advice goes along with that. But that's my favorite. It's my favorite quote, and I stole it from Bob Heil. So.
No, and you're absolutely right. People. I'll tell people, I'm not. We'll be listening to a song on the radio, and I'll say, I'm not hearing that the way you're hearing it.
Right.
I'm hearing each individual instrument because I have no choice. I can't help it. That's what I've been doing for 50 years.
Yep.
But I go, wow, listen to that guitar, and they go, now where is that? Is there a guitar in there? And it's as loud as it can be in my head.
Yeah.
And I think that's the listening factor. That's the listening factor.
Over the years, we record a lot of new, a lot of new people. Sometimes we're recording people that have never recorded before, and explaining to them the role of the mastering engineer sometimes is a little difficult.
Exactly. But, they think mastering is what happens in the studio.
Right.
Which is totally wrong.
And what needed to be done mastering wise 20 years ago, when you actually had to have a master engineer cut the lathe to make the record, is kind of different now. But that mastering engineer has such a different perspective, because when you're a musician, or you're the engineer, or you're the performer on the record, or the producer, you've heard that music so many times by the time it's done that it's impossible to get the perspective that the audience is going to get.
That's why you need a decent mastering engineer.
And the producer is usually a guy you're bringing to the table that can actually has some of those skills too, that can pull himself back. But the mastering engineer gets this. He's never heard it before. He's hearing just the two tracks, and he can say, you know what? They got the low. There's too much low end on this record. Or this thing sounds good, but it's just not got enough sizzle on the top.
And back in the old days, the too much low end would have been a problem.
Oh yeah, because they couldn't make the record loud enough.
Played that album, it was either not loud or it would make it skip.
Exactly.
And they go,
That's
it
exactly
skipped.
right.
Or like they put the bass in the left channel.
But those guys haven't, because we just finished an album with Sarah Bernstein at the recording studio, a wonderful new artist from Salisbury, who now lives in New York City, and she's got a great new record. And she had never been through the whole process. Before, she had come in, maybe tracked the record, done the vocals, and then we had worked on it, mixed it, and then, she kind of got it. It was finished. She was there for every session. And it can be a laborious process. Sometimes you hear those songs over 100 times.
You think so? Let me tell you something. It's always funny. The one button that the ink is always worn off of is the one that says rewind.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Yeah,
that's
play.
Yes.
Rewind.
I did a Turkish chamber orchestra years ago, and they didn't speak any English, but they could say, "Some rewind, please."
Some rewind. Oh, I like that.
Yes,
I want a T-shirt that says that.
We did that a lot. Some rewind, please. Yes. So, well, thank you very much for joining me today.
Pleasure.
So,
It's a pleasure being joined.
And I would. You ought to come and we need to get you on Tech Talk sometime.
I would love
do
that. Yeah.
Because then that's just a whole bunch of us guys talking about audio stuff.
Oh, I can bore people for miles around. Let me tell you.
And we
You
do
want to talk about mixing? Oh, we'll have
do
a great
good
time.
job of that for like an hour and a half once a month. So
I love it.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The Rehoboth
Thank you.
foodie, Bob Yesbeck, joining us today on Weller Does Delmarva. So we've got some business to take care of. We're going to hear from Jim right now. So Colin, if you're ready, let's run Jim's ad.
It's me again, everybody. Jim Weller here, and I want to again say thank you for watching my show and listening to it. I can't believe it. We've done this show now 294 times. Okay, so we've never missed a show. That's amazing. I've been going a couple times, but we've always done the show. 90 times here at Smith's Cafe. Listen to me. I got another good sponsor I want to mention. Man, it's the time of year people need mulch. If you need mulch, I got the deal for you on mulch. Small loads, big loads, whatever you need, Jerry's Lawn Care. Jerry Santoro, $15 a yard. That includes local delivery. I just got a load the other day. My wife said it looks beautiful. Also, if you have an irrigation system or you need an irrigation system for your yard, Jerry's Lawn Care can help you with that. Any kind of landscaping needs that you may have, he can help you with that. Tree work, we've had so much rain, the ground's been wet, you've got limbs down, you got a tree that's leaning, you want to just cut that thing down, or you want it trimmed up, you got a stump you want dug up or ground up, he can help you with all of that, okay? He also sells firewood. So it's Jerry's Lawn Care. His name's Jerry Santoro, local guy, been in business over 10 years. Estimates are free. I use him all the time for all kinds of different things. So when I have something I need done, I give Jerry a call and say, Jerry, is this something you can take care of, okay? So I'm just letting you know, if you need any kind of lawn care or mulch or firewood, or you need an excavator to dig a basement or a foundation or whatever you may need, you need a lot cleared, he clears lots. So it's Jerry's Lawn Care. Again, estimates are free. Phone number 302-363-6025, 363-6025. On the web, it's jlc-llc.com. I recommend him. You'll enjoy dealing with him. He's honest, he's fair, and he's a good supporter of the show. Now, I just want to remind you, I'm out of town. I'm in Tennessee. The Wellers are touring Tennessee. So we're going to the Cornbread Festival. That's probably where we are right this minute. Somewhere in there, we're going to walk across some rickety old bridge that goes across some river. Then we're going to the Lodge Frying Pan Factory that's only open 2 days a year to the public. So we're going to go. And we're going to try to buy a whole truckload of Lodge frying pans with a big Weller Does Delmarva logo in them so we can give them away to all of our audience, okay? So that's what we're thinking about doing. At least I am anyway, because I need to make this a business trip. All right, so anyway, that's about it. I got to go. So God bless you again. Have a great day. Kevin, thank you so much. I hope you're doing okay. I hear that you're just doing a wonderful job. I haven't had any complaints yet today, so we're rolling. Other than that, Debbie, how you doing? Bob, how are you doing? So good morning to everybody. So I will see you later. Take care, and goodbye for now. Bye.
All right, we're back with Weller Does Delmarva, and we can, I can try to make the complaints come in. We're probably not working hard enough at having people complain about the show. So what Jim told me to do was to get you to talk about banking so he could bill you. That's
he's big on bill, but yeah. I guess did Colin tell you that the big announcement that this is a coup and Jim is done?
Oh, is that right? Yeah, we've taken over the show.
His last week was Katie organized this effort. Thank you, Katie.
Well, this is it's going to be called 294 is done for him.
The Katie and Colin show is where we're going with this thing. So it's going to be big. It's going to be huge.
We were just using the transition to throw everybody off.
Yeah. So,
and Jim's never coming back from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Okay.
How'd you know?
Anyway, so you have some Rotary business you want to talk about. Cool.
Most of you know, and these folks have been incredibly generous to Rotary and talking about the things. There's a couple big things coming up. Most of the Rotary clubs in Sussex County are doing events called Flags for Heroes, where everybody has an opportunity to put an American flag up. In various towns. It's all over Sussex. Georgetown does it. Lewis does it. Rehoboth does it. They do it down in Selbyville, where you can pay honor to a hero, whether it's your relative, a military hero, or someone. And it's normally $50, and we put up American flags. The Lewis Club, we put up over 500 of them out in front of Cape Henlopen High School. And it's a great celebration of America. It's a great celebration of heroes. And if you've ever seen 500 American flags up, it's really, really cool. So all over Facebook, Flags for Heroes, check it out. And if you can help us, Rotary's completely nonprofit. We raise a lot of money. It all comes right back to the community. Nobody gets paid. And there's 180 Rotarians in Sussex County, 5 clubs. And we work real hard to try to make a difference in the community. We pour all the money back. The other thing is, and I know, I saw you signed up on this. On June 2nd, we're doing a color run in Dewey.
You saw that?
Yeah, it's 2.8 miles. We put you in the time speed division.
Okay.
So what's going to happen is you're going to start at the rudder, and then you're going to run the 2.8 miles. Okay, while you're running, there's color stops where we're going to
How do you
pelt
think
with
you're going to
colored-
collect the debt that I owe you?
with colored
if
life
this
insurance.
happens.
It's called life insurance.
Okay, all
So
right.
so then at the end, after you've run the 2.8 miles and we've timed you, you get to the finish line, and the folks at the rudder put on this incredible party.
Okay, but I'll be in the ambulance.
And,
Believe me. So,
well, yeah, but we'll have one there for you.
Okay.
And but that's coming up on June 2nd, and people
Cool.
that's going to be a great day. And then after you get done doing the color run and you're pelted with color and you've had a few light beers at the North Beach, then that afternoon the Lewis Rotary Club is raising money for Alzheimer's, buying an all-you-can-eat crab fest same day.
Wow.
So then you go down to the Surf and Crab. So you run the 2.8 miles.
And get up an appetite.
And then get up an appetite, eat at North Beach, and then afternoon you go and eat at Surf and Crab and raise money for Alzheimer's.
Wow.
What a day.
That
What
sounds
day.
like a great day. June the 2nd, when all that's happening.
June the 2nd.
So, Jack Riddle, Debbie Short, thank you, my wife, I guess I should say. I don't usually call you Debbie Short.
You do.
Anyway, we've got like less than 15 seconds left, so we don't know. But we're signing off on the Weller Does Delmarva show. I want to thank all my guests. Thanks to Bob Yesbeck for joining me today.
And Michael.
And Michael for being here. So Ricky Freeberry, the man of Milford from Chestertown, who's going to compete in a competition about that in Harrington. So interesting day. We've had a good time, and thank you to Jim for letting me do this. So goodbye, everybody. Jim will be back next week for show number 91. Huh?
I thought it was Katie and Colin's show.
That's right, Katie and Colin next week. Jim's done. That's right.
Fired.